As we celebrate International Women's Day, let's take a moment to hear from some incredible voices featured in our Women's Day special discussion. Here's a look at their insight, experiences, and the journey towards their equality. Here's an exclusive conversation.
I'm not saying this is true across the board, but things have evolved, and they have evolved largely because one, women have increasingly found their voice in the media. I think we are privileged to be part of a what do you call it, of a job that needs a lot of women and has a lot of women's representation. So there's just so many of us in the room now as compared to earlier and as compared to other professions that you can't ignore us. So the bottom line is that the more women you find in a room, the more women's issues, women's concerns, women's points of view will be found. So I think it's a work in progress, but we've made huge leaps in where we were, say, about 20, 25 years ago.
Always been allies, like I said, they mirrored what I did. I treated them a particular way, they treated me back the same way. That's about it. And this cuts across genders, even with my sisters, work-wise, that if I get pushbacks from them, I have faced a lot of pushback from them, talking about who I am, what age I am at, and what I can do, cannot do. So I'm not going to single men out. Like I said, I love them. I said, what is Enigma? They are not a Rembrandt painting. It's not Beethoven. It's not Chopin. He's not Ghalib or Zouk that I'm trying to decode him. He's a man. I think Enigma is just to give it a spin, and I completely disagree. Sisters.
I think we all disagree.
True Enigma is a woman. It was difficult. There were very few women in press boxes, in stadiums. I very clearly remember it was, I think, in 2006 when I visited Firoz Shah Kotla, which has now been renamed as Arun Jaitley Stadium. And I wanted to go to the bathroom, and the ladies' bathroom was locked. No one had used it. There weren't enough women journalists who were going to cover matches. So you start from there. And then I'm not going to get into the details of, the cozy club that gets disrupted because there's suddenly now one female journalist or two of them who've come. And suddenly they're like, oh, we need to mind our language. We need to be, more careful of having a woman around.
The hypocrisy isn't lost on anyone that on Women's Day we are here sitting and discussing men. I mean, the question is why? We should all be sitting here right now and, sort of discussing about women, about how to make the workspaces more inclusive, how to sort of, make sure that women are in position of power and, whatnot, so on and so forth. But we are, and imagine, we are how many women? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 women are discussing men. I mean, as I said, the hypocrisy, it is at its peak. But since we are already here and we are discussing this, I would want to say that, Kabir, that, I think we as a society need to change. And when I say not only men, I'll give you a very small example. For example, I got married and, so did my husband, right? I had so many people come up and ask me, my God, how are you going to strike a balance? And whenever I go, even my in-laws, even my family for that matter, nobody asked that question to my husband. How are you going to strike a balance? Because you know why? The answer is because it's somehow just a understood thing that, okay, these are the responsibilities that only women will do. That, these are the responsibilities of women and men are not supposed to enter into it. I think we're talking about 21st century for God's sake.
My mother, my grandmother, they've worked. The family that I come from. None of my family members could believe it when I was moving to Delhi right after my school. They had asked my parents, are you okay with your daughter, moving away from you so early in life? But again, my brothers had been going abroad for education or going to other states for education. None of those questions cropped up then. But, funny thing, when you say an ally, I actually have a lot of male friends. In fact, I have more male friends than female friends. But the fun part is, they always come out to say, Sriya, तुम हम में से एक हो यार, तुम भी लड़का हो यार.
तू भाई है.
Exactly, तू हमारा भाई है यार. why can't I be their behin? Why can't I be looked at as a female friend of all of them? Why must I always be, given that label of you are one of us because you have those tomboyish characteristics?
I just wanted to tell all the women here and all of us, including myself, it's a reminder that I think, one from our family each have really set an example for the next generations. You might not even realize it. You might not even know it, but the ones who are actually your cousins, your nieces, ones in your family are actually looking at you and taking those steps. And not just the girls, even the family members are seeing, okay, Nabila is doing fine. Our girls can be fine too. So you're setting precedents and you've already done it.
A lot of expectations comes at our back, that you are doing, if you are doing the 9-hour job, you are doing it for your passion. We did not tell you to do it. You can sit at home, you can, eat from your husband's pocket and whatever. But I am doing it for my passion, so I'm expected कि बाकी सब कुछ भी balance out करो, हाँ घर आके you can't just say कि यार 9 घंटे का shift करके आई हूँ, I'm so tired, I have a headache, my feet is swollen. Like किसने कहा था नौकरी करने के लिए यार? Don't go. It's always expected from us. Also about bearing children. It's not only about having the children, also taking care of them, putting them to nap, and sending them to school with their tiffins packed. It's also about coming back to shape to be on air. So we are always expected to look good on camera also.